So now that we've plotted our data, what we're going to do is calibrate it so that we can actually use it to calculate some values later on. Now you'll see at the moment these are negative, and hopefully when I show you my axes using this button up here, we can turn them on, you'll see why it's now negative. So that's not what we want. What we want to do is sort of set it up so that our point of contact, or the point where we throw our ball or object, is actually on this y-axis, and we're going to use our height, because that's something we can measure straight away, as another calibration tool. So we want to sort of make sure that this x-axis as well is relatively close to the bottom of our foot. So we're going to use that in a second to calibrate. But first what we want to do is move this axis. So I would move it down so my x-axis is pretty much on the foot of the person kicking my ball, and my y-axis is pretty close to the center of that football. Now if we look over here, we can see that I'm pretty close. But you'll see that my y calculations are still out, so that's obviously not 40 meters above the ground. So what we want to do is also add a calibration to this. So what we can do is either through this one here or through Create, we can add a calibration tool, and the one we want to add is a calibration stick. So this calibration stick here looks a little bit like this to start off with, not so useful. So we can move that over here, and what I'm actually going to do is use this person's height. So if I select, put that on their foot and the top of their head, I know their height. And what I can do is, you can put it in centimeters or meters. Now this person is 175 centimeters tall. So what I'm going to do is put it in meters at 1.75. Now if I hit enter, all of my calculations have changed to meters.